Dear viewers, mutual funds are excellent investment vehicles. Your investment journey is incomplete if you have not invested in the mutual funds. In this episode, I am going to talk to you about all the advantages of investing in mutual funds. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, practicing financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Of all the investment vehicles, probably mutual funds are the most investor-friendly investment vehicles. Mutual fund is well regulated. Mutual fund offers several benefits to the investors. Let's look at what are the benefits you get or why you should be investing in mutual fund irrespective of who you are, whatever be your economic status, irrespective of your age, why you should be investing in mutual funds. Let's look at all these points one by one. When you invest in mutual funds, these are non-contractual. There is no tenure which is built into it. Now let's look at a bank FD. If you invest your money in a bank FD, this is contractual. The banks gives you a contract of giving a certain rate of interest, but in exchange you have to stay invested in that fixed deposit for a certain period of time, maybe 1 year, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. Whereas in case of mutual fund, these are non-contractual and there is no tenure which is built into it. That's a huge advantage for the investor. Mutual funds are extremely flexible. You can invest in mutual fund as per your convenience. You don't need to be having a big amount of money. You don't need to be having a regular source of income. Whenever you have money, to the extent of money that you have, you can invest in the mutual fund. Mutual funds literally work like an SB account. You have seen in an SB account in a bank, you can walk in and deposit money anytime you like. You can walk out with money at any point you like. Mutual funds almost look similar to that. Mutual funds are liquid at all times, which means to say you can put any amount of money in a mutual fund. If you were to require money, you can liquidate the mutual fund at the click of a button. If the markets are working and if it's an equity fund, you sell today and in 3 days from now you have your money in your account. If you are invested in a debt mutual fund, you sell it today, you will get your money tomorrow in your bank account. It works so simple. One of the biggest advantage of mutual fund is mutual funds are divisible. What is the meaning of divisibility? To understand this, let me go back again to the bank fixed deposit. Now let's imagine that you have kept 10 lakh rupee as a fixed deposit in a bank and you need 5,000 rupees. What happens? Can you take out 5,000 rupees from that fixed deposit? Obviously you cannot take it. You have to liquidate the entire 10 lakh FD even if you require 5,000 rupees. But when it comes to question of mutual fund, you don't have that trouble. You have 10 lakhs invested in the mutual fund. You need 5,000 rupees or you need 500 rupees or you need 5 lakh rupees. You can take out only that much of amount and rest of the money will continue to remain invested. That's the beauty of mutual fund investment. Mutual fund investments are very tax efficient. If you keep your money in the bank fixed deposit, the interest that you earn on this fixed deposit is treated as your income of the year. If you are a person who is paying a high amount of taxes, if you are already in a 30% tax bracket or some tax bracket, the interest that you get from bank's fixed deposit is added to your income and literally the 30% or whatever the tax bracket you are in, that much of amount has to be paid out as taxes. What happens in case of mutual funds? In the first place, mutual funds do not come under income tax. If you have a long-term capital gains tax, the tax rate itself is lower. In case of equity mutual funds, the long-term capital gains tax is just 10%. Even up to 1 lakh rupee capital gains that you make in a year is also exempted. If you are invested in a debt funds of the mutual fund, which are similar to bank fixed deposits, they too will not come under income tax. If you hold them for more than 3 years, they will come under long-term capital gains tax, which has an indexation benefit. The post that indexation benefit, the taxes that you will be paying will be only to an extent of 20%. Compare this against the tax slab in income tax. The tax slab can be as high as 30% plus surcharge, whereas in case of mutual fund, this is capped at 20% post indexation in case of debt funds of the mutual fund. In case of income tax, you pay taxes every year, whereas in case of mutual fund, you pay this capital gains tax only when you sell it. Imagine a situation, you have invested in the mutual fund, you have not sold it for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. For such a long period of time, you don't have to pay any taxes. Mutual funds are extremely tax efficient. That is why they have become more and more popular. It's just a matter of time that you should also think about investing in the mutual funds. Mutual fund portfolio can be designed for any risk profile. Many people think investing in mutual fund is only about investing in the stock markets. That's not true. There are mutual funds of all kinds of asset classes. You have got mutual fund which invest in the stock market. You have got mutual fund which invest in the gold. You have got mutual funds which invest in the debt market. You have different grades of debt market. Then you have what is known as an hybrid mutual fund, which means they invest in debt, they invest in gold, they invest in equity market. Then you have got mutual funds called the multi-asset funds. That means they invest into different asset class. Whatever could be your risk profile, it's perfectly possible for you to design a mutual fund to suit your risk profile. You just can't say that I'm a conservative investor, that's why I cannot invest in mutual fund. That's not truth. So even if you were to be a conservative investor, you will find schemes which suit your risk profile. You can build a mutual fund to achieve any life goals that you have. You can build a mutual fund portfolio for any particular purpose. If your idea is to build an emergency fund, you can build a conservative mutual fund portfolio. If you are building funds for your retirement, you can build a long-term mutual fund portfolio, primarily that of the stocks. If you are a person who is not that conversant with the stock market or don't want to take unwanted risk, you can build a portfolio of balanced fund, or you can build a portfolio of balanced advantage fund. You get the right type of funds to suit your purpose, suit your time horizon, suit your risk profile. Many people think that you need a big amount of money to invest in the mutual funds. That's not true. Whatever could be the amount of money that you have, it could be as little as 500 in many other mutual funds. You can invest even as small amount as 500 rupees in the mutual funds. Maybe some mutual funds have got a different minimum standards, but nevertheless, it is not something which is prohibitive that somebody cannot invest in mutual fund. Irrespective of the amount of money, you may have 1,000 rupees, you may have a lakh of rupee, you may have crores of rupees. For every category, mutual fund has a scheme and the system will accept this kind of money. In mutual funds, you can invest whichever way you want. If it is a bank, you can invest through a fixed deposit. You go take a lump sum and put it in the bank, and you can make it into a FD. That's called a lump sum investment. Similarly, you can bring lump sum and invest in a mutual fund. Another way you invest in a bank FD, or in the case of bank, is recurring deposits, RD accounts. Every month you deposit certain amount of money, that is called the recurring deposit. A similar version is also available for you in the mutual fund. It is known as systematic investment plan, or popularly known as SIP investing. So irrespective of whether you want to be a disciplined investor or you have got one-off amount of money that you want to go and deposit there, mutual fund has a scheme which can absorb that kind of money. Anyone can be a mutual fund investor. There is no discrimination there. Practically, anyone can invest in mutual fund. You could be a newly started person now, a new employee, or you could be a retired person. You could be the person earning a lot of money. You could be a businessman. You could be a housewife. Even a minor child can invest with the help of a guardian or a parent into the mutual fund. Even firms can invest in mutual fund. So any person who has money and wants to get benefit out of the mutual fund have got schemes and systems to accept funds from you. One impression people have is that mutual funds are only for investing in the stock market. That's not true. As I already said, Mutual fund schemes are available in different asset classes. You can invest in debt funds, you can invest in gold funds, you can invest in hybrid funds, you can invest in multi-asset funds, you can invest in different types of schemes in a mutual fund. You will find a scheme that suits your risk profile and that suits your interest. Likewise, mutual funds give you a better rate of return. If you are investing in the stock markets, it's fair to expect you will get inflation beating returns from the mutual fund. The only thing that is required in case of mutual fund is if you are trying to get a good rate of return, or if you want to derive good tax efficiency, you have to be invested here for longer period of time. Returns from mutual fund are not linear in nature. Linear in the sense, let's say that you put your money in the bank, and next month if you watch it, it has grown to a certain level. Next 6 months later, 1 year later, 2 years later, you take any 2 time points, your money has grown. That may not be the case in case of mutual funds. Mutual funds will grow like plants. Sometimes they may not grow. Sometimes there will be an issue. Sometimes they can be volatile. But it is fair to expect in the long term, if you are invested in the equity mutual fund, they will give you handsome rate of return. If you look at the past track record, it's fair to say Indian stock markets have given approximately in excess of 12% rate of return over many decades. Even if you look at every 10-year period, you will see mutual funds have given in excess of 12% rate of return. Whereas in case of bank FDs, we had bank FD rates which were 14-15% way back in 85-95, and thereafterwards the rates have fallen down constantly, whereas the returns from mutual fund has never disappointed the investors at any point of time. The only thing that the mutual fund asks from you is a discipline and a time horizon which is at least 5 years or more. I am a mutual fund distributor. I am in the business of helping people invest in the mutual funds. My team of financial planners will help you to build a robust mutual fund portfolio to achieve your life goal. Whatever could be the purpose, you are planning to build funds for your children's education, retirement, building an emergency fund, or to achieve some life goals that you have kept your sights on, my team will help you. How can you make best use of our service? Simple. Send a WhatsApp message on the number shown here on the screens. One of the financial planner working with us will help you to build a robust mutual fund portfolio. Why delay? Send a message now. Dear viewers, hope you would have got some ideas about what mutual funds are and why it makes an excellent case for you to consider investing in mutual fund. If it helped you to understand mutual fund investment in a very simple way, please like this video. If you are a person who is watching this channel for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic in yet another video very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.